Hi, my name is Hayden T. I'm the Creative Director of Inglot Cosmetics, and I'm coming to you today from our beautiful Artist Lounge and Pro Studio in Chelsea, New York City, United States. Now, I am here today to introduce to you 5 exciting new brushes that we are launching here at Inglot. They are now available in stores. Now, all of these brushes are quite revolutionary in their own individual way, and they're pretty much all you need to do an entire makeup. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to do an entire makeup from start to finish using only these 5 brand new brushes. Now, of course, I'm going to introduce to you to my beautiful model, Marta, who is my assistant here in New York. Now, Marta is not wearing a scrap of makeup right now, and I know she's feeling a little self-conscious about being nude and naked on camera. So I'm going to jump straight on into putting some foundation on. The first brush I would like to introduce you to is the 20T. Now, this brush is made with Taklon, a synthetic fiber which is perfect for using with any cream product such as foundation, concealer, cream blush, or even a liquid illuminator. Now, this brush is like any foundation brush and like our existing foundation brush, except it is cut with a very steep and firm angle. The great thing about this means this brush is ideal for getting close in around the eyes, for concealing or powdering, close in around the mouth, or even contouring or shading with a dark contour color. I'm now going to jump straight on in and use this brush to apply our under makeup base, because after all, it is a crime not to prime. I'm now going to jump in using the same 20T brush, but now applying a foundation. The foundation I've chosen is the YSM, which stands for Young Skin Makeup. But do not fret, it's not only for young skin. The reason it's called Young Skin Makeup is because its featured ingredient is peach extract, which actually plumps up the skin and at the same time reduces inflammation. So if you have textural difference in your skin, such as scarring or blemishes, it really evens out that surface, giving you a beautiful, smooth finish. As you can see, I like to use the tiniest amount of product and just lightly apply a gentle sheer foundation cover over Marta's skin. I'm now going to use exactly the same 20T brush to go on with our concealer. I'm using AMC Cream Concealer. Now, the AMC Cream Concealer is beautiful. It's water resistant, which means it's going to last if you go to the gym or you're sweating or perspiring, or in these amazing summer months we're having at the moment, you know it's going to last all day. It also has a beautiful dewy finish to it, but it takes powder beautifully, means it's the most versatile product that we have in terms of a concealer in our range. Perfect for makeup artists and makeup lovers. You will notice with this beautiful angle to the brush that I can get right up to the lash line very comfortably, very easily, achieving a really flawless finish that you couldn't get with a normal foundation brush. I'm just coming around the nasal fold. The nasal fold is the most sensitive area of skin on the face, which means if you're ever going to try out a new makeup line and you have sensitive skin, or a new skincare product, just try it around the nasal fold, and if you feel the tingling, then you know chances are you're going to be allergic to it down the line. Of course, with all of Inglot's products, we're hypoallergenic and non-comedogenic, which means that we're not going to clog any pores and you're not probably going to get a reaction from any of our products. But it's a good place to put concealer on a makeup, because it just means if Marta goes red with wind or pollution or sun later in the day, she's going to be covered and have a little bit of extra coverage where she may need it. Now I'm going to use our Inglot Corrective Illuminator pen. Now this pen is like a magic wand of makeup. It's very sheer and it doesn't really cover as much as it diffuses light. Perfect for the higher planes of the face, perfect for around the eye area. I've chosen number 56 because it's really peachy but very warm. And what I'm going to do on Marta is just use the tiniest amount, but with the same 20T brush, tiniest amount, just to add to the higher planes of the face to highlight. So starting with a little bit on the cheekbone here, bring it down over the entire cheek area. A little bit just around the brows, just to give it that very fashionable glow. Of course, a touch on the brow bone. The beautiful thing about the T20 again is I can get right up into that brow, but without getting the concealer actually on the hairs. It allows me to really be very specific with where I'm going with the product, which is really great. Tiny bit across the top of the upper lip just to really accentuate that Cupid's bow shape. And a bit on the lower lip, just through the outer corners there. Now with what's left on my brush, I'm just going to hit her cheek, illuminate her jaw, and blend everything through. Now using the exact same 20T brush, I'm going to use one of our cream blushes in number 93, which is a very beautiful kind of warm caramel taupe, I guess you would say. I'm going to use it as a little bit of a contour color and just blending it up into the cheeks very lightly and very subtly. Tiny bit down the bridge of the nose. And a tiny little bit, almost as an eyeliner, just under the eyes. So we've got a really soft, monochromatic glow to the skin. Now I think we've finished with the 20T brush now for a while, so I'm going to clean it off so I can go back and use it later and know that it's... I'm going to jump to our next brush now. Now, as with all of these 5 beautiful new brushes that we have, they all are multi-purpose. This is the 32T. Some may look at it and think it's a lip liner brush, which of course it can be used for. Some people may look at it and think it's a liquid liner or gel liner brush, which of course it can be used for. Today I'm going to use it first off, as one of my many uses, to apply a little bit of our lip treatment. Now, whenever I'm doing a makeover, I like to put the lip treatment on because then when I come back to putting color on the lips are soft, supple, and the lipstick is only ever going to look as good as the lip is underneath. So if I make sure that that lip is in perfect condition, then I know the lipstick's going to look in perfect condition as well. I'm now going to use the same 32T made with Taklon brush, now with a powder on the brows. I'm also going to go on with exactly the same colour and exactly the same, let me check the number, 32T. Look up for me, just a little bit on the lash line underneath, just very subtle. Now I'm going to introduce to you our next new brush that we have. Let me read this one, it's a long one. 16BJF. Now it's kind of like a contouring or a blush brush, but with a really blunt end, almost like a kabuki brush. This brush can be used for a variety of different purposes, putting on either powders or creams, whether it be contouring, highlighting, applying blusher, a little bit of colour to the apples of the cheeks. I'm going to use it to actually set the entire foundation with our new mattifying powder, and then I'm going to use it to apply a beautiful blue-based pink to the apples of the cheeks. With our beautiful mattifying powders, I like to just pick up the powder and then tap it into the bristles. Now, you may have thought I'd be doing things in a slightly strange order. I did things in this order because I wanted to use all of the cream products first and then move on to the powder products. The reason being the creams will blend into each other. If you put a powder on top, obviously you can't go on top with the cream later on. I did the powder through the brows and underneath first because I actually wanted that to grab to the moisture and get more of an intense shade, where the colours that I go on with after the powder are the ones I want to be blended and softer. Now, an important thing to remember about the mattifying powder, it is not just a translucent powder to set your foundation, it's a mattifying powder, which means you can use it to mattify anything, whether it be a lip gloss or a lipstick. You can literally double all of the colours of lipsticks that you have in your kit or at home by buying a cream lipstick and then using the mattifying powder on top. It turns it into a matte. The other thing to remember is when you're actually dusting it on the skin and there is a lot of sebum or sweat or moisture, it's actually designed to grab to that moisture and then to almost pill, where you use a brush such as this to buff off any excess. What it's doing, rather than caking on top of the skin and creating a layer, it means that it's actually removing it from the skin so you can brush the moisture away, leaving the perfect matte finish. It's actually designed to give you the flawless fresh matte, not something really cakey. I'm obsessed with these powders and are finding new ways to use them every single day. Now, I like to tease people with new products, so I don't even think we actually have a name for this yet. The prototype is called a Highlighting Powder 202. It comes in 5 different shades. There's a peach, gold, rose, I think a lavender, and then a clear. The colour I've chosen is the peach. Now, what it actually is the mattifying powder with a slight iridescence through it. I like to call it an instant hangover cure. It really is something you just dust onto your skin. It doesn't look too frosty, but it just gives the skin a beautiful, lifted, refreshed glow. And I'm going to use the peach colour now, using exactly the same brush as before, just to highlight the cheekbones. Now I'm going to introduce you to our next brush of the new brushes that we're launching, the 27P. P means that it is made from pony hair. Now this is actually a little bit larger than the small applicating eyeshadow brush that we have already. It's a beautiful soft hair being pony, which means it's soft enough to blend, but it's dense enough with enough bristles in there that you can really pack on colour if you want to. You can really use this for any number of different eyeshadow applications, cheek applications, highlighter applications, contouring, shading. I'm going to use it on the eye right now, and I'm going to use it to apply the beautiful hangover cure in a jar, the new prototype for our highlighting powder. and I'm going to put it over the entire eye area. One of the uses I'm loving for these, the mattifying powders and the new highlighting powders, is putting it over the eye area first. When I want to have a soft, blended eye design, something that's not really intense in color, but soft and smoky almost, I like to put this down first. It means that all the colors really blend beautifully on top of each other because the surface is perfectly matte. There's no moisture for the product to grab to, so it just really goes on subtly like a stain rather than product on skin. I'm now going to jump back to the blunt contouring and blush color brush and use it to apply a beautiful, clean, blue-based pink to the apples of Marta's cheeks. Just look at me and smile, honey. Thank you. Now, last but not least, the last brush I have to introduce you to from our new collection is the 18SS. SS stands for Squirrel Substitute, which means that it's soft like a squirrel hair, but it's actually not natural squirrel hair. Now, it's like a large eyeliner blending brush, I would say, which is great for a smoky eye. I'm going to use it now without any product on, just to soften the color we put underneath Marta's eyes. And then to apply a little bit of exactly the same color, which, bearing in mind, is the same color I also use in her eyebrows. So everything's very, very simple, and there aren't too many colors going on today. We've repeated a lot of the same colors all over the look. Close your eyes for me. I'm just going to now almost massage that color in at the base of Marta's lashes. It's also beautiful for going through the crease because it's hard enough that you can really get a strong line, but soft enough that you can then run back over it to really blend the colors in together. So I'm going to use a little bit of that through Marta's crease now. Now, to finish off this soft monochromatic look, I'm just going to add a little bit of the pink from the blush onto the balls of her eyes and a little bit of the contouring cream color into the center of the lip. That way we're just going to have a glow of soft pinks and soft taupes over the entire face. And there we go. There we have it, the finished product. A very beautiful, monochromatic, soft, simple look, perfect for any season, perfect for any occasion that can be dressed up or dressed down. But most importantly, the entire thing created with just a handful of products and our new 5 brushes. To recap over them again, the 20T angled foundation brush, the 32T lip liner, lipstick, liquid liner, gel liner, and brow brush. 27P, which is a large eyeshadow blending and application brush, also can be used as a highlighter on the cheeks or the higher planes of the face. An 18SS, which is a large eyeliner blending brush, perfect for a soft, smoky look. And the blunt contouring shading and blush brush number 16 BJF, all available in all of our boutiques, our department store counters, and of course online. See you next time.